Good morning. Today on English for Nerds, looks like I'm having, okay. I'm looking at my YouTube video to see if it's working. I think we're working. I think it's working. Okay. Welcome to English for Nerds. What we do with English for Nerds is we take a look at real university textbooks, academic works. We take a look at some articles and we reduce it down to the key words. So for example, here, let me, is that right? No. I'm still getting used to this. Let me get rid of this. No, that's not working. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll use this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm still getting used to using this particular software for streaming. Okay, so here, take a look at this. This is a real article from a psychology textbook from a university. Okay, a little bit dense, but we've just made a very simple, simplified summary of it. Okay, but we're keeping the key vocabulary words. Okay, because we're going to practice pronouncing them, and if you have questions about them, we can define them, whatever we need to do. But mainly we'll practice the pronunciation of these words. And then we're going to talk about this concept first in a pictorial way. So we'll take a look at this. This is sort of an illustration showing what the article was about. And I'll take a volunteer. If I have a volunteer from Discord, I'll bring them in and I'll ask them to describe what is happening in these pictures. And if you would like to be one of those volunteers, there is a link to the Discord group in the description. And the way this works is the first person to volunteer is the person who we pick. So I'm asking for a volunteer now, and the first person who volunteers is the person we pick. Okay, that's the rule. First person who shows up in Discord and says, me, pick me. Okay, so, and then what we'll do is we will go through picture by picture, and we will build smart sounding sentences. We'll use smart sounding introductions to phrases like to begin with or at the beginning of the discussion. We'll build sentences with verbs that are appropriate for the material. We'll practice some good academic adjectives or adverbs, and we'll add some relative clauses. And by the end, we should be creating a very smart sounding description of the original article. Okay, so this is a way to practice sounding smarter in class, sounding smarter on your papers, if you're not letting AI write everything, sounding smarter in front of your teacher, and just improving your English, to bring yourself up to a C1, C2 level. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. This is the original article. And remember, like I said, this is from a real academic work, a real textbook in psychology. And here is the summary. I'm just going to reposition this so that you can see it. Oh, I think it's, maybe we'll get rid of the picture for a moment. Let's see. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to read through it, and if you have questions while I'm reading it, just go ahead and ask in the chat. I'll be happy to stop. I'll be happy to pause and talk about anything here. Maybe we'll make this a little bit bigger so you can read it. Let's see. Uh-oh. This is a screenshot. Let me make this bigger. Okay. All right. Behaviorists believe that our environment shapes our behavior. They argue that there is no free will, because our actions are influenced by our experiences and our surroundings. A couple of things I'd like to point out is that, and this is really kind of advanced pronunciation of English. When you have two words together, and usually it's going to be an adjective and then a noun, for example, free will, you emphasize the first word. You emphasize the adjective. So some people, when they're speaking English, they'll say free will. Free will, something like that, okay? But you must put the emphasis on the adjective, free will. So free sounds very big and will sounds very small, okay? Let's see if there are any others here. No, I think that's the only one. But, we could read this in a way that would sound more natural by emphasizing the important words. So, for example, in the first sentence, behaviorists believe our environment shapes our behavior. Listen to how I emphasize the important words and I de-emphasize the non-important sounds. Behaviorists believe that our environment shapes our behavior. So only the important words get sounded out, and the other words get kind of reduced into nothing. They argue that there's no free will because our actions are influenced by our experiences and surroundings. I mean, that's an important lesson about also understanding English, not just improving your accent, which it does, but also understanding English, because it's very hard to hear words like that, our, which become that are. Behaviorists believe that our environment shapes our behavior. They argue that there's no free will because our actions are influenced by our experiences and surroundings. Okay. Scientists have tested this idea in several experiments. And in one experiment, participants lay inside an fMRI machine. Okay, if you have not seen the word MRI before, that's a pretty common medical term. But one thing I want to point out, we won't talk about the meaning unless you want to. You can ask in the chat if you want to discuss that at all. Okay, I'm just checking my YouTube, making sure I'm still on there. Okay. But one thing I want to point out is that if you have words, if you have letters that stand for something like MRI, it's usually the last final letter that you will emphasize. Okay, so it's not MRI, it's not MRI, it's MRI. Okay, that happens with everything. USA, EU, UN. That's a really important thing, because if you emphasize the wrong letter, people will think you're pronouncing a word and they'll say, what is that word that you're saying? I don't understand it. So it's really important to emphasize the last letter when you have some letters together. Now this is interesting here because it has this added F, which you normally don't see. Normally it's MRI, okay? But this is a special kind of MRI. So you also have to emphasize the F. You have to say fMRI. So that's a little tricky. Okay, so in one experiment, participants lay inside an MRI, fMRI, scanner while choosing between two buttons. Researchers found that brain activity could often predict a person's decision several seconds before the person became consciously aware of making the choice. So this is a simplified version of that article, but it's still a little complicated. So what they're saying is the researchers could predict the person's decision even before, a couple of seconds before they actually took action. In another experiment, participants tried to stop a moving square on a computer screen. However, the computer was also helping control the square. Many participants believed they had stopped the square themselves, even when they had not completely controlled the movement. This suggests that our feeling of control can sometimes be an illusion. Research has also shown that people often explain success and failure differently. When we succeed, we usually believe our actions caused the success. When we fail, we're more likely to blame luck, other people, or outside circumstances. These experiments raise an important question. Do we truly make our own decisions, or does the brain begin making them before we become aware of them? Okay, so that's the main question. Do we make our own decisions, or does the brain control what decisions we make? All right, now we have some vocabulary words. And again, we're just going to really focus on the pronunciation, okay? But if you want to ask questions about them, you can in the chat, and we can define them or do whatever you want with them. But if you don't ask questions, I'm just going to focus on the pronunciation. Now, the first word, behaviorist, is an interesting one that could sometimes be hard for people to pronounce. And the reason for that is, I'll show you in a minute. Let's count the syllables. Behavior, I guess that's ist. Okay, maybe it's not the problem I thought it was. Never mind. So we've got behaviorist, behaviorist, and the big sound is in have. You always have to pay attention to the big sound of a word. That's a very good habit to get into. So behaviorist. All right, now we've got behaviorism. Behaviorism. Okay, then we have the phrase free will. Now remember, if you have an adjective in front of a noun, then the first word is the word that will take the attention. So it's not will, it's free will. We don't really pronounce the will too hard, just free will. All right. The next two words are nature and nurture. So usually when you open up a textbook, like a psychology textbook, that's the first question in an introductory psychology class. They say nature or nurture. The nature part is, do we behave because we have biology, because of our brains, or nurture? Nurture means, that word means to take care of something, to help something grow, to feed something and help it grow. So in the context of psychology, usually the word nurture in this question, nature or nurture, means is it biology? Is it our brain that makes us do things? Or is it nurture? Is it culture? Is it society? The society that brings us up, that raises us. Okay, now the next word, environment. It's kind of funny the way it's spelled. You would think it would be pronounced environment, but it's environment, environment. That's how people usually pronounce it. And most people don't pronounce the N. They just say environment. They don't really pronounce the N. But nobody says environment. So get that out of your head. It's viorn, environment. Okay, the next word is organism. You'll see ISM in a lot of textbooks, and it's always pronounced ism. You have to pretend there's a little E in between the S and the M, organism. Otherwise, you can't pronounce it. Okay, and then we have behavior again. Now, you might be tempted to say behavior. You could, if you wanted to, but most people will just say vir, not vior, but vir. No kiss. When you say vior, you have to give a kiss, but people just say vir, and they don't give a kiss. consciousness, consciousness, awareness, decision, intention, control, illusion. This one's a little bit hard. Attribution, 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 attribution. Outcome, participant, experiment, research. Okay, now look at this. We've got two words again. One word is acting like an adjective, even though it's normally a noun, and one word is the noun. The first word is the adjective. It describes what kind of activity. So all of the emphasis gets placed on that first word. So the way it sounds is brain activity. So you see how brain is very big, extra long, and activity is sort of reduced. Brain activity. That always happens when you have an adjective in front of a noun. You have to get in the habit of emphasizing the description word, the word in front. That becomes the important word. We have another example of that afterward. After brain activity, we have prefrontal cortex. So the first word sounds big. That's a big word. That's prefrontal. That's 3 syllables. Prefrontal. But the really big sound is pre. Prefrontal. Prefrontal cortex. And some sound gets put on core. Prefrontal cortex. But the biggest sound in that phrase is pre. Okay. Now here we have neuroscientists. Neuro always means something to do with the brain. And we know what a scientist is. Okay. Now these are 2 words pushed together. These are 2 words pushed together, but the same thing applies, okay? Just because they're pushed together doesn't mean you don't do that. So the biggest sound here is newer. So it sounds like this. Neuroscientist. Neuroscientist. The big sound is the accented syllable in the first word. All right, we're almost done with the list. A few more words here. Let's see. So we have MRI. So remember, if you have letters together, you emphasize the final letter. MRI. Okay. Now that's a very common phrase. That's a very common letters that you repeat all the time. MRI. This is a special kind of MRI. It's an fMRI. So because we're adding the F, because that makes it different, we're also going to emphasize the F. fMRI. That's how it should sound. And you have to pay attention to that. It seems like a small thing, but if you're talking to someone and you say fMRI, people will say, what? What is that word? Or if you say fMRI, people will say, what word are you trying to pronounce? Because we're used to, first of all, emphasizing the final letter. And also, this is a special kind of MRI. So we have 2 things to emphasize here. It's an fMRI. I can't tell you how important that is. Otherwise, people will think you're trying to say a word and they won't understand you. Okay, the next word is predict, determine, pay attention to where that accent is, determine, perceive, respond, independently and consistently. All right, now this is the time where I would like to take a volunteer. I'm not sure if I have any volunteers today. There's a link to the Discord group in the description. So if you want to volunteer, you can just go to that link and say, pick me, I want to volunteer. But if I do, I'll check back to see if we get any volunteers while I'm doing this. But for the moment, it looks like I don't have any volunteers. So I'm still going to go through the process, but I'll just be doing it by myself, all alone, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at, this is a pictorial illustration. This is an illustration of the article that we just read. And if I had a volunteer right now, I would ask that person to describe what is happening in each scene. Okay, so we've got frame number 1, and we've got somebody in the middle that's sort of supposed to be me. And on one side we've got free will, and on the other side we've got somebody holding some puppet strings, okay? And it says it could be parents, school, society, past experiences. This is the nurture, okay? So free will versus nurture versus society versus all the people who make the rules. Okay, so which one are we? Do we have free will? Can we do what we want? Or are we controlled by all of these different things? That's frame number 1. Okay, in frame number 2, what does it say? It says behaviorists believe our behavior is shaped by our environment. Okay, and then we've got this person here. Look, it says nurture or nature. All right, so are we shaped because of what our parents tell us and television and school and friends? Or does our will, what we do, what we feel like doing, does that come from our brains or our heart or something else? Is it nature, our brains, our heart, our soul? Or is it nurture, parents, television, school, friends? Okay. Now, frame 3, they're showing an experiment. Let's read what it says here. Participants lie in an fMRI scanner and watch a screen. Press either button whenever you decide. So this is the idea that there are people watching the MRI, the brain scan, and they can predict if the person is going to press left or right before they actually press the button. Okay, now we'll look at frame number 4. It's a little hard to see, so I'm going to change to the larger picture. See, here's the surprise finding. The computer predicts left before you decide. Oh, maybe it's not a scientist. Maybe it's a computer predicting. The guy says, but I haven't decided yet. Okay, the brain makes a decision before you are consciously aware of it. All right. So we'll go back to frame 5. Again, hard to see. I'm in the way. So we'll look at the bigger picture here. This is another experiment that they're showing where a square moves across the screen and the person thinks they stopped it, but actually the computer stopped it before they did. So we often think that we're in control, but it may be an illusion. Okay, and finally, what is frame 6? Well, we definitely can't see frame 6. Let's look at the bigger picture. So who gets the credit? Success. I earned this. Failure. It wasn't my fault. And then it says, what does it say? Let's move that down for a minute. Bad luck. Teacher. Traffic. Bad questions. Okay, so when you get something good, you like to take credit and say, I earned this. But if you fail, you have a tendency to blame other people. According to this. So we take credit for our success, but we blame others for failure. This is how we explain our actions to ourselves. Okay, so that's the first part. We go through. Now, if I had a volunteer, and I'm just going to check to see if anybody's here yet. No. If I had a volunteer, I would have the volunteer do this part. Okay, describe the pictures. And then what we do is we move on to the fun part. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to build smart, academic sounding sentences. Okay, to describe the pictures. We're going to go step by step, and we're going to practice sounding smart, sounding academic, impressing our teachers, impressing our class, getting more comfortable writing smart sounding papers, okay? And this is how we'll do it. Now, I don't have a volunteer, so I'm going to be the person making the sentences today. And we're going to start with a verb. And the first verb that we have is examine. So we're looking at picture number 1 here, examine. And we have to somehow use the verb examine to describe the picture. And I think I would say something like, let's see. How about researchers examine whether we have free will. I think that works. What do you think? If you're in the chat but you don't feel like volunteering, write your own sentence with examine. How would you, if you disagree with me, how would you make this sentence? Okay, and I'm just going to highlight the word examine because that's our vocabulary word that we're using. Okay, and another way that you could say this, so there's no wrong answer here. Okay, we're just practicing and exploring using different ways to say the same idea so that you get used to sounding smarter or using different words when you're in class or when you're writing a paper or when you're taking a test. Okay, so I think that we could still use the same word, question, in this situation. And I think we could say researchers question whether we have free will. So you can use question like a verb, and it means like ask that question. They ask themselves that question. Researchers question whether we have free will. Okay, and the final word is investigate. And again, I think we don't have to change anything. We could still use the word investigate. Researchers investigate whether we have free will. Okay. I think, now, so if I had a volunteer, I would say, which one do you like? Okay, which do you like? Examine, do you like, let me move this over. Oh, it's too big. Do you like examine? Do you like question? Do you like investigate? And since there's nobody here to volunteer today, I am going to pick question. I like question. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that up here into the intro expressions. Okay. So again, we want to make this sound more academic, smarter, part of a university class or part of a university interview or something like that. And a lot of times we need some kind of introductory expression that would be very helpful. Okay, so we're just practicing doing this. But before we move on, since I want to focus a little bit on pronunciation, I want to talk about the rhythm of a phrase. Okay, in English, what we want to do is pick out the important words and emphasize them. And we want to de-emphasize the words that are not important. So if we're looking at this phrase here, researchers question whether we have free will, I would say the important words could be researchers question and free will. Okay, so what did I say? I said we would emphasize the important words and de-emphasize the non-important words. This is also very useful for listening, for improving your listening skills, but also completely reducing your accent. Now the big sound, researchers, that's 3 words. We have to find the big sound in researchers. The accented syllable, okay. In this case, it's re. And in the word question, it's que. We're just looking for the accented syllable. And we already talked about emphasizing free and free will. So these are really the big sounds of the sentence right here. Let me move that over so you can see it. Let me move the picture down. Oh, I used to do these videos with a completely different software. And I'm very used to that type of software. And now I have to relearn this with different software, at least for now. So it's a little bit challenging. Okay. So we have to do two things. We have to emphasize these big syllables, and we have to make the other syllables very small. Okay, that's a natural thing to do in English. So it's not researchers, but it's researchers. It's not question, it's question. So together it sounds like this. Researchers question. Now look, we have this long string of things I'm choosing not to emphasize, so I don't pronounce them very clearly. I push them together like one word. Whether we have. Researchers question whether we have free will. Okay, so all you hear is re, que, and free. Okay, researchers question whether we have free will. That's very normal in English. That's why sometimes it's very hard to understand people talking to you or watching a movie or something like that, because the unimportant words get pushed together. And all you hear are three, maybe in this case, three big sounds. Re, que, free. And all those other things can be very hard to understand because we don't pronounce them fully. All right, enough of that. So now we have three phrases, three introductory phrases to help you start your academic idea, your academic sentence. And the first one that we have here is to begin with, okay? And since we're talking about emphasis, intonation, the big sound here would be begin. Words like to and with are almost never important. They can be sometimes. So it sounds like this. To begin with, all you hear is gin, really. To begin with, you hear to begin with. To begin with, researchers question whether we have free will. Okay, that's our first introductory phrase that we could use here. Okay. Here's another one. At the beginning of the discussion, whoops, what happened? Let me try that again. This is another smart-sounding way to introduce your interesting, smart-sounding academic phrase, okay? And we've got two words that we would emphasize here. Beginning, so we have to find the big sound in those words since they're more than one syllable. And discussion. So it's really important to pay attention to those big sounds inside of a word. So this phrase, I'm just going to say it, at the beginning of the discussion, all you hear is gin and scuss. You don't really hear of the d and shen and at the b. It's just at the beginning of the. I don't even really say of, I say That's very common too. People don't fully pronounce a word like of. It just ends up being in the middle of a sentence like that. Oh, Alex says, hi, I can go home to practice if you need a volunteer. I'm on my way. It takes 10 minutes. Well, Alex, whenever you're home, let me know, and we can dial you in on Discord. You can be my guinea pig. So just let me know. Wait, I better write this. I didn't see when he wrote this. Oops. Let's say, let me know when you're home and you can join. Okay. Oh, wow, he wrote that. Oh no, he wrote that like 10 minutes ago. He should probably be here pretty soon. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, so I'm just going to read it again, but I would like you to pay attention to the big sounds. At the beginning of the discussion, researchers question whether we have free will. Okay, that's very normal. That's how English sounds. That's the natural rhythm of English. Important sounds become big, but non-important sounds become small. Let's take a look at the final introductory phrase here. We'll put that here. Oh no, why does that keep happening? Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard. It might help if I use my English keyboard. Okay, we'll try that again. So we have the first question psychologists ask is whether... Uh-oh, now we've got two whethers. Is whether researchers... Oh, is whether we have free will. Okay, we'll just do it like that. We'll just put the last part here. That makes sense. Okay. Can you guess the important sounds in that particular phrase? Oh, Alex says he's home now. Okay, we'll have Alex join in a minute. Let me just finish this up, and then I'll bring him in. Just give me a second. Okay. Look at this. So I've talked a little bit about this already. That if you have, oh, we can't see anything. Let's move this up. Okay. The first question psychologists ask is whether, and I've put that into our sentence here to make an introductory phrase. The first question psychologists ask is whether. So now notice there's an adjective here. There's first. So we have these two words together. First question. What kind of question? First question. So we automatically know that first is going to be something that we have to pronounce in a really big way. Probably you would want to also pronounce the word question in a really big way. Okay. And I think also psychologist, that's a pretty big sound. It's a pretty big word, psychologist. It's 4 syllables. But we just have to emphasize the accented syllable. So that would be ka. Okay, now one interesting thing, and remember I'm telling you about the natural rhythm of English is big, small, big, small, big, small. But we have a problem here because we have big, big. So we have to do a pause here, okay? Because you cannot put two big sounds together in English. You can just do big, small, big, small, big, small. So the first question psychologists ask is whether we have free will. That's how it sounds, okay? Now, so I would ask my volunteer, which one do you like? Which one do you think we should use? I think let's go with the first one, or the third one. The first question psychologists ask is whether we have free will. So I'll just copy that. All right, so I'm going to bring Alex in now, if he's still around. And now we're going to, and then he can work with us to put an adjective into this sentence. But before we do that, I'm just going to take a little break, okay? I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, we're back. Now let's see if I can if I can bring Alex in. Let's see, I'm at Discord and let me see, how did we do this before? One of these days I'm going to remember the right way to do this. What happens if I unmute the microphone? Hello? No, that didn't work. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know why, for some reason I find it very difficult to use Discord. Let's see. I just did this the other day, but I can't remember how to do it now. Oh, somebody wrote a message. Oh, it says, Alex joined the call. Are you there? Oh, that's for me to join. Hello? Okay, we did it.
Yeah, figured it out.
All right, so we're kind of in the middle right now. I was kind of building my own sentence. Maybe you have no idea what we're talking about.
No, I was listening in my way back.
Oh, okay. So you're not completely, all right. So can you read the sentence? I don't know if you can see it. Is it already on the screen? Can you read the sentence that we've already got built here?
Yeah, but can you just post it in Discord?
Oh, yeah, sure, I will.
Easier for me to, because I don't have to just.
Yeah.
But I can see the first questions. Psychology asks whether we have free will.
Yes, that's right. The first question psychologists ask is whether we have free will. Okay, but let's try to add like a let me reposition this so it's easier to see. Let's add a different kind of adjective here. Let's just practice using other adjectives that might be useful in this situation. Can you see the word fundamental?
No.
Okay, I'm just going to copy and put these in Discord while we're waiting, just to speed things up. Okay. So, do you see in the Discord the options?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, fundamental, controversial, yeah.
Fundamental. What does that word mean to you? Fundamental.
Basic.
Okay. Where do you think we could put that in our sentence?
The basic question.
Yeah.
The basic question.
Okay. So how would you change the sentence? Let's use the word fundamental here.
The fundamental question psychologists ask is whether we have free will.
Okay. I think I have to get rid of the picture because it's too hard
to.
Okay. So we'll change that. We'll say fundamental. Fundamental. Can you read that? Can you say that sentence again? The fundamental
question psychologists ask is whether we have a free will.
Okay, and I got into a little bit of the intonation of the sentence. So let's try to keep that rhythm. In the word fundamental, where's the accented syllable?
Fun.
You see, you can't have the basics without a little fun. Fundamental.
Fundamental,
yeah. So, and of course, that will be emphasized because it's an adjective. So it sounds like this: fundamental question. Fundamental question. Mm-hmm. The fundamental question psychologists ask is whether we have free will. How about the next word? Can you say the next word? How do you pronounce that word?
Controversial.
Mm-hmm. Controversial. Where would that fit into the sentence? How would you do that one?
It's going to be before the question as well, because controversial means the contradictory, like, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What does controversial mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Contradictory?
Contradiction? Is that what you said? Like a contradiction?
Contradiction. Yeah, contradictory or contradiction.
Contradiction means like two things don't really, two things are
Okay.
sort of opposite, right? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Controversial means everybody has an opinion about it, and those opinions
Okay, different opinions.
yeah.
Different opinions.
It very well, and also like maybe people, it's like an emotional topic. Maybe people have different opinions, and it makes them angry, or it makes them fight, or something like that. So when something is controversial, people fight about it because they have strong opinions.
Yeah. Like heated argument.
Yeah, heated. It could be heated. Heated question. You could say heated question. That would work. Okay. So how would you say that sentence using controversial?
The controversial question psychologists ask is whether we have free will.
Okay. So now remember that free, because it's a little hard for me to understand. That, yeah, that really stands out. And that's what I was talking about earlier. What I heard from you was for well, and that's hard.
Free will.
Yes, it's hard to understand because it should be free will.
Free will.
Yeah, yeah. If you say free will, people will say what? Okay, so I mean, it's really important for English. It's a very important thing. But I was reading that Arabic does that too, to some extent. I don't know to what, but I read that somewhere. So where is the big sound in controversial? Controversial.
Controversial. Controversial.
Ver.
Okay. Yeah.
So the controversial question psychologists ask is whether we have free will.
The controversial question psychologists ask is whether we have free will.
Okay. How about the final word? How would you say that in the sentence?
Philosophical.
Philosophical.
Okay. Philosophical. The philosophical question psychologists ask is whether we have free will.
Free will. Okay. And which one do you like? Which one do you think that we should use to build our smart sounding sentence? Controversial.
Because it's different opinions. Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people have different opinions about whether we have free will?
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Are we free to do what we want or not? Even in a free country, it's like, it's like, freedom is a big mystery. You get what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Okay. So now let's add a relative clause. Oh wait, I'm going to copy and paste this and put it in the Discord for us. Okay. So our first relative clause is, can you read it? Letter A?
That is puzzles scientist for countries.
Okay.
For centuries. Sorry.
That has puzzled scientists for centuries. What does puzzled mean?
Confused.
Okay.
Something puzzled, something confused. Can't figure it out. Can't have the right answer for it.
Okay. Where could we put that? I think we might have to change something about this sentence in order to use that.
Okay, the controversial question that puzzled the psychologist.
Okay. Or I mean, we could say that has. I mean, I think we just have to replace psychologist. So, well, what we could do is like this. Let me see. The controversial question that has puzzled scientists for centuries is whether we have free will. I'll just copy that. I'm going to, because it's a lot to remember, so I'll put that in the Discord. Does that make sense, what we've done here? We've had to change a couple of things to add that.
The controversial question that has puzzled the scientist for centuries is whether,
okay.
Works.
Okay.
In my opinion, at least.
It sounds like a pretty smart sentence to me. How about, again, we'll probably have to make some changes, but how about letter B, which remains highly controversial today?
Okay. The controversial question that puzzled the scientist for century is whether we have, which remains oh no, sorry, just give me a sec. The controversial question, which remain controversial. Okay. Oh yeah, the controversial question, which remains highly the question which remain highly controversial.
Okay. So
that has puzzled the scientists for centuries is whether we have no a good work or no.
it almost works. I think we just have to make one. If you want to keep both of them, which is fine. Let's see. Let me put this in here. So which remains highly controversial today. So we'll say the question. We'll have to get rid of controversial. The question, which remains highly controversial today. And then instead of saying that, we could use and then I think that sounds okay.
Yeah, and the puzzled scientist for and the puzzled scientist for century is whether we have free will. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to. This is so long and complicated. I'm going to put it in Discord. Oh wait, why does it still say controversial? Wait a minute. Let me try that again. Okay, here's the answer. So the question, which remains highly controversial today, I think I would, and has puzzled. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have it right. You have it right in Discord.
So can you read that? Can you read that sentence and try to hit the important sounds in the entire sentence?
Okay. Yeah. The question that remains highly controversial today has puzzled scientists for centuries as whether we have free will. Free will. Yeah.
Okay, and actually I think now that word and, which is normally not an important sound and usually just sounds like is suddenly important because we've got two things here and we're missing a subject. So the way that I would read that, I would really make a point to pronounce the word and here. This suddenly becomes important. So the question and then we've got remains should be and controversial. We'll make that sound big. So the question that remains highly controversial today and has puzzled scientists for centuries is whether we have free will. You see how that and becomes important because it has a lot of meaning in the sentence suddenly, which it didn't have before. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because it's not only just connected to a sentence. It has it's not.
Yeah, it's not just it's not your normal and. It's a special kind of and. Okay, Can you try that one more time? Make sure that you pronounce and in a very strong way.
Sure. The question will remain highly controversial today and has puzzled scientists for centuries as whether we have free will.
Free will. Okay, so the question, which remains highly controversial today and has puzzled scientists for centuries, is whether we have free will. Okay. All right. Which one do you like? Do you like puzzled scientists? Oh, wait. Actually, I think we just have to go with the final one. Because we've kind of combined things. We've confused it. So let's just pick the final one and say that that's our first smart-sounding sentence. Okay. And then let's go to frame 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. And let me trying to think of how I could do this. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to try to copy and paste frame 2 into the Discord so you can look at the picture and see what we're talking about here. Do you see the picture?
Yep.
Okay. What is happening in that picture? Can you describe that picture for us?
That should be like behaviors, beliefs. Okay, that's like somebody just giving a lecture or just
Mm-hmm.
teaching, and the person like in front of him, he was thinking or thinking of something, or just is like puzzling. Is like a bit of he has a bit of confusion, like.
What is the teacher trying to explain here? If you can see
Our
the picture.
behavior is shaped by our environment. This
Okay.
was talking about how our environment shaped our behavior or has impact or effect on our behaviors.
What does it say in the little yellow box down at the bottom?
Nature not
Nurture, nurture, not nature.
nurture not nature.
What?
Nurture not nature. Yeah.
So if you're thinking about the nature nurture question, what's the
Yeah.
difference? What's the difference between nurture and nature?
Nurture is something you feed it, like what we feed on, like video meat. Nature is something you have it by it's by nature,
Okay.
it's built in, if you know what I mean.
So
It's
if
built in.
if you're talking about behavior, like if you're trying to explain behavior, is it biology or is it like culture and society? Which one is nature and which one is nurture?
I think behavior is nurture. It's not nature.
Well, some people think that's controversial. Some people think it's nature. Some people think it's nurture. But which one is nurture? Is nurture society or biology? Do you understand the question?
I do, yeah, I do. I think society is nature.
Yeah. Okay.
Biology
See,
is nature.
you see the man who's thinking on the right side of the page. You have you have a list of society things like parents, television, school, friends. That's the nurture. That's the nurture part. And I think the nature part is biology. Is that pretty clear? Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
How would you make a sentence with the verb to shape? To describe to describe this picture or this scene or what's happening.
Okay. In the modern technology ages, on the modern technology ages, or in today's time or age, technology started to shape our behaviors or to shape the way we think.
So in your opinion, nurture. I just wanted to make a very basic sentence here. Shapes our behavior. Do you agree? Is that what you're saying? I mean, basically,
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Because we'll add more things later. Okay, and maybe we can say especially in this age of technology. We could say maybe something like that. I don't know. Okay, is that what you were trying to say? Does that did
Yes.
we express everything? I'm just going to put that in the Discord here. Okay. Okay, so we've got nurture shapes our behavior, especially in this age of technology. Do you like that sentence?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to move this over so people can see. Uh-oh. All right. Maybe I have to get rid of the picture for a little bit so we can see the full sentence. Okay, so we've got nurture shapes our behavior, especially in this age of technology. What about letter B? How could you make a sentence describing that picture?
Influenced by.
Go ahead. What?
Okay. Okay. Influenced by. Be influenced by. Okay.
Be influenced by. Be influenced by.
Influenced by. Yeah. Be influenced by. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Our behaviors is influenced by what we nurture or what we or yeah or what.
Okay, so instead of what we nurture, I think you want the opposite. You want what nurtures us.
What nurtures us? Okay.
Yeah. What nurtures us. So our behavior is influenced by what nurtures us. Okay. Well, we're making some pretty fancy sentences here. Let me just make this red. Just to highlight where we're using this. Okay. How about letter C, determine? Are you familiar with that verb?
Yes, determine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, determine means it's like when something determines something, it's like, like you frame it, like give it boundary, to put the boundaries, if you get what I mean.
The boundaries?
The boundaries, or give it the shape, or give it the look, like, if you get what I mean,
Yeah, I almost think it's like, putting you on the road to some place.
Yeah.
Like you're following the road.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay. How do you think you could use that? I mean, how could you describe this picture, the idea of this picture, using determine?
Okay. Knowledge and experience determined our future.
Knowledge and experience. What was the rest of that? Can you repeat that, please?
Are determining. Okay. Or are determining our future.
So which verb tense would you like to use? Knowledge and experience, what?
Determine our future, okay. Or are determining our near future.
What? So determine our near future. That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now finally, you decided to use simple present here. What would be the difference between saying simple present, knowledge and experience determine our future, versus knowledge and experience are determining our future?
Okay, determines. Okay, could be like something like a fact.
Okay, like it's that's always happening.
Always happening. But if we use it in present continuous, could be like a temporary change. Could have a temporary change on our.
Yeah, it sounds like just right now. It sounds like only right now. Like maybe in the past it wasn't true, and maybe in the future it won't be true. But right now,
it is true. Now, yeah.
And I think the first time you said simple past, I think you said knowledge and experience determined our future. What would that mean if you said it like that?
That means what we learned in the past, and our knowledge. Drawing the way or the road for us in the future, or just look, okay, like what they say, you what you were tomorrow. You are what you were tomorrow, what you was tomorrow. If you get what I mean,
No, if you use the simple past, if you say knowledge and experience determined our future, that means it used to, in the past it used to do that. Now it doesn't do that. Something else does it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you probably would not want to use that in this situation.
Yeah, don't use the present simple much.
Oh no, I highlighted the wrong word and now I can't. Oh, okay, I think it's like this. All right. Let me change this to red. Okay, so which one do you like? Which one do you think that we should use to build our smart-sounding academic sentence? You could use any.
I'll go for the present simple.
Okay, but out of shapes and influenced by and determined, which one do you like?
No, I would go for determine.
Determine? Okay, so we'll take that one and we'll move it along here to. Now let's put a nice, interesting introductory phrase or introductory expression here. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste these and put them in the Discord for you. And our first one, according to behaviorists, where would you put that in this sentence?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Goes first.
So how does the whole thing sound? Can you say the whole thing for me?
Okay, according to behaviorist, knowledge and experience determine our near future.
Okay. All right. How about from their point of view?
Let's go first as well.
Okay. Let's hear it.
It's introductory.
Wait, let me.
Do you want me?
Yeah, I'm going to send. I'll send it to you. I'm sorry.
That's good. Do you want me to read it out? Or
What?
do you want me to read it out? Or
Yes. Can you read it? So how about from their point of view?
okay. From their point of view, knowledge and experience determine our near future.
Okay. Now, normally a word like "there" is probably not emphasized, but here. Yeah, I mean, usually it's not emphasized, almost never. But here it might be important because, you're talking about one perspective, the behaviorist perspective. So if you emphasize there, you're saying, oh, of course there are other opinions, but this is just one. So you say, from their point of view, like that. Because then you're acknowledging, but I know that there are other points of view. We're just talking about behaviorists right now. Can you read it like that? Can you emphasize, really make the word there very strong to make it clear that you understand that there are other opinions?
Other different opinions, yeah. From their point of view, knowledge and experience determine our future.
It should be a little bit stronger. From their point of view, knowledge and experience determine our near future.
From their point of view, knowledge and experience determine our near future.
Can you say it like this? There.
There, okay.
Yeah.
From their point of view, knowledge and experience determine our near future.
Okay, that sounds better. That sounds better because it sounds like, okay, and that makes you sound extra smart too because you're saying, I know that there are other opinions. This is just one. And maybe it's not even mine. Okay, so that's little subtleties like that. That's what changes everything. And it's what reduces your accent to almost nothing. Okay, how about the final one, which is in this theory?
In this theory. In this theory, yeah. Yeah, I've got first as well.
Okay, how would it sound though? If you're reading it, how would it sound?
In this theory, knowledge and experience determine our near future.
But I think that you should emphasize the word this. In this theory, knowledge and experience determine our future. Why should you emphasize this?
Because it could be different theories.
Yeah, and by doing that, you're showing, yeah, I know that there are other theories, and maybe this is not even for me. Maybe I don't even agree with this, but we have to talk about it. In this theory, knowledge and experience determine our future. Can you say it like that?
In this theory, knowledge and experience determine our future.
Okay. Now, which one do you think we should use? According to behaviorists, from their point of view, or in this theory?
I'll let you choose this time.
Me? Oh, wait a minute. I haven't copied. No, let me put it in the Discord, all three of them. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to put them in Discord for you.
No, 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 no. No. Just I need you. Just I let you to choose. I let you
Oh,
choose
okay.
which one
Okay, I
you
don't
like.
know. I'll do from their point of view. How about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do now is we'll move down to some uh, some nice adverbs that maybe we could add to this to make it sound a little bit better.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste the final sentence here for you into Discord, and then I'll put our choices here. Okay. So our first adverb is strongly. Where do you think you could put the word strongly?
Okay. From the point of view of the experience, strongly determined.
Okay.
It's adverb. It goes before the
Okay.
verb.
Okay, and then I don't know if you remember this, but you know, a long time ago when we were doing this before, we were talking about intonation. Remember that adverbs almost always get a lot of sound to them when you say them. Okay, this is really important if you want to reduce your accent. Okay, so you say strongly determined.
Okay, yeah. Strongly determined. Yeah.
Okay, so we have two things that are really important to emphasize here would be their, in their point of view,
And
strongly determined.
Okay.
So here's the sentence. Can you read the full sentence? How would you say it?
So, from their point of view, knowledge and experience strongly determine our future.
And believe it or not, that sounds more natural. That's usually how people will read it. That's the way to almost eliminate your accent, is to get that, to understand
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell it to the people who are watching who have never heard that before. I know that you know it, but I have to try to sell it to people who have never seen it before. It's true, though. It's very, very true. It's very, very true. Let's see, that's me putting it in action. Okay, what about largely? How would you say this sentence with the adverb largely?
Okay. From their point of view, knowledge and experience largely determine our near future.
Largely determine our near future. Okay.
Okay.
And how about primarily? How would you do primarily?
That's a bit of doubt here. Primarily go the same place, or I don't. Yeah, let's do it.
What does that mean? I mean, what does that word even mean, primarily?
Primarily, like something primarily like important or comes first or.
Okay. No, I mean you're right, because that word like pre or primer or something, it means like first or basic or something like that. But here it kind of means mostly.
Most okay.
Mainly, mostly, something like that. So yes, I think it would go in the same place.
Okay. So, do you want me to read it out?
Yes, and then also make sure that you're emphasizing. Oh wait, let me copy this and put it in the
Okay.
knowledge. Why does my I've got a capital K. That's why it keeps telling me I've spelled it wrong. Okay. Let me put it in the Discord. But now remember to pay attention to that word. Emphasize that syllable lar. Largely determined. Largely determined.
Okay. 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 From their point of view, knowledge and experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay. So again, now that word there is very important, and primarily is also very important. It sounds like this. From their point of view, knowledge and experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay, primarily determine our near future. Okay.
And that means like mainly or mostly, something like that.
Yeah.
Which one do you like? Which one do you think we should use here? Which one sounds best to you?
Primarily.
Primarily?
I'll go for
Okay.
the last one.
Okay. So we'll put that here, and we'll add a fancy adjective. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to copy and paste the final sentence that we have, and we'll also add. I didn't get B. I didn't get C. Let me put C in here for you. Okay. So what is our first adjective?
Environmental.
Environmental. Okay, environmental. Where do you think we could put that? Where do you think would be a good fit for that word, environmental?
Okay. From their point of view, environmental knowledge and primarily. It goes before knowledge and experience.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could go in front of knowledge. It could go in front of experience. However you want. Where do you think it should be? What's the best place for it? There's no wrong answer. You won't be wrong. It's just, what do you prefer? Like, if you say environmental knowledge and experience, it means both environmental knowledge and environmental experience. If you put it just in front of experience, you have two things. You have knowledge, and then you have environmental experience. That would be the difference.
Just try to what's like sounds natural, like which one sounds natural.
I think they both. I mean, I'm just saying. I think they both could be okay. So it's your decision. I mean, the letter B, I think only goes in one place, but letter A, I think could go in either place.
Okay, so we will go for okay. So from their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay, and environmental is an adjective, so it naturally, in a neutral sentence, it will get a lot of emphasis. So you'll just like we said primarily, because it's an adverb, environmental will get a lot of sound too. Okay, so from their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience primarily determine our near future. I'll just put that in the chat for you. Okay. And now,
from their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay, yeah, that's good. You have to get in the habit of emphasizing adjectives and adverbs. That will always help you sound more natural in English. Okay, now the next word, psychological. I think I would only put that in one place.
Psychological knowledge or psychological I think psychological knowledge.
I think psychological experience.
Okay.
Because I mean, you have knowledge. I mean, not everybody has psychological knowledge, right? But everybody has an experience, and it influences the way that they think or they feel, right?
Well, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You put it in right way. That's right. Straight. Yeah. Straight to the point.
So that's So you see how, like, with environmental knowledge and experience, that could work. I mean, that could work both ways. But with psychological, I think you could only put that in front of experience here.
Psychological experience, yeah.
Psychological. Yeah. So this is an adjective, and that means that we have to emphasize, really inside the phrase, we have to emphasize the accented syllable. Okay, so oh, Pachu's here. Hello, Pachu. So how would you read the phrase? How would you read the phrase psychological experience? Which sound in that big phrase would get all of the attention?
Okay. From their point of view, environmental from their point of view, knowledge and psychological experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay, I'm not really hearing the right emphasis. Okay, so in the first phrase, the word "there" should get all the attention. From their point of view.
Okay. From their point of view, knowledge and psychological experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay, so from their point of view, knowledge and psychological experience primarily determine our near future. Okay.
Our near future. Okay.
What about letter B? External. External. How would you where could you put that inside of our sentence here?
External knowledge. Or external experience.
Most knowledge is external, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe we're born naturally knowing some things. I think Pachu's a Hindu, so maybe he would say that, right? Like maybe Pachu would agree with that. Like some knowledge you're just born with.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. I don't know, but I think we have to put
external experience.
Yeah, I think probably that's the best place to put it. Where's the big sound in that word? External.
External.
Pachi says class is not notified. You didn't get a notification. I think I posted this at about 4:30 in the morning. Maybe I posted it too soon before the class. I posted it at about 4:30, and then I started at 6:30. So maybe that wasn't enough time. I'm sorry. It's probably my fault. Okay, so stir, actually because of this X, it's like stir. So external experience. External experience.
External experience.
Yeah, so from their point of view, knowledge and external experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay. From their point of view, knowledge and external experience primarily determine our near future.
Okay, which one do you like? Do you like environmental, psychological, or external to build our sentence?
I like environmental.
Environmental? Okay, so we'll go with that one. I'll just copy and paste that and put that here in the Discord chat. And then we'll do a final thing here with that. We'll put a relative clause somewhere here. So I'll paste that up here. Okay. And let me paste all of this to you so you can see it too. Okay.
Okay.
So, where do you think that we could put this phrase that surround us every day?
Okay. It's going to go before. I'm going to go before primarily.
I don't know. I would not put it there. I don't think that's the right place for it. Can you think of a different place where maybe you could put that?
Yeah, okay. So just give me a second from that point of view. Environmental knowledge and experience. Internal. Sure. Yeah, that's around it. Knowledge and experience. That's around us every day. From their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience that are surround us, they're primarily determined.
Say that again?
Okay, from their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience that surround us every day primarily determine our near future.
Yeah, wow, that's a pretty complicated sentence. It surround us every day primarily determine our near future. Okay, well, let me copy that, and then I want you to read that one more time.
Is there any other way we can form a sentence?
Oh,
Like
let's see.
in a different way?
From their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience. I don't think so. I don't think that there's another way to do that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
put that anywhere else. It doesn't make sense anywhere else.
Oh.
You think so? Do you think so? Do you think there's another place to put it?
No, I don't think so, because that refers to experience and and the knowledge. Okay.
So, Alex, can you read the whole sentence one time? How in its entirety? How would you do that?
Okay. From their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience that surround us every day primarily determine our near future.
Okay. All right, that sounds pretty good. How about letter B, which influence our behavior throughout our lives?
Okay. I think I'm going to in the same place.
Yeah, I think it goes
It will
in
be
the same place.
as well.
Well, let me make this red.
Good.
Yeah. So how would that sound? Can you try to put all of that together? What would that sound like?
Okay. From their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience, which influence our behavior, primarily determine our near future.
Which influence our behavior throughout
Yes.
our lives.
Our life. Primarily determine our future. Yeah.
Primarily determine our future. Wow, these are pretty fancy sentences we're building here. How about letter C? That behaviorists consider extremely important.
It goes in the same place.
Yeah, I think it goes in the same place.
No other way.
These are just like extra long adjectives that are describing knowledge and experience. That's really what we're doing here. They're like extra long adjectives describing knowledge and experience. Okay, so how would that sound? How would it sound if you decided to use that phrase here? How would it sound?
From their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience that a behaviorist consider extremely important primarily determine our near future.
Okay. So here, I'm just going to copy and paste all three sentences that we made into the Discord so you can see them, and then decide which one do you like the most.
Okay. Okay.
Have you picked one?
Yeah, the term behaviorist. I'll go for the last one.
The last one? Okay. That behaviors consider extremely important. Okay, I'm just going to... Where did I put that? I don't even remember where I put the the sentences we've already made. Oh no.
You have it already on the Discord.
Do I? Let's see.
You have it already.
Where is it? Let's see. We've got, according to behaviors, knowledge and experience. No, that's all right. So it's here. The controversial question that has puzzled scientists for centuries is whether we have free will. The question remains highly controversial today and has puzzled scientists. Oh wait, which one did we choose?
The very last.
The puzzle. Okay. Oh, the last one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to copy and paste that here. And maybe. Yeah. I'm also going to put that up here near frame 3 because we're building a whole thing here. All right. And then we have from their point of view, the last one. Okay, but also going to put that here so that when we're done we can read everything. Okay, now we're moving on to frame 3. So let's switch to frame 3 now. Okay. And I'm going to put the picture in Discord so we can just remind ourselves what frame 3 is all about. And I'll put that in here. What do you see happening in frame 3?
I've been in this situation many times before. I know.
Oh no, you have?
Yeah.
What is that called? What is that machine called, or what is that process called, or what are they looking for?
It's like MR machine.
Okay.
MRI machine.
Yeah, no, so the important thing is, I was talking about this earlier, okay? When you have letters like this, MRI, could be anything like USA or EU or anything like that, where you're using letters, you have to put all of the accent on the final letter. Listen, MRI, USA, EU,
USA,
UN,
EU, yeah.
like that, okay?
Yeah.
So that is really important, because like if you put the emphasis on a different letter, people will think you're trying to say a word, but they just won't understand the word.
Yeah.
If you say MRI, people will say, what? What is that? Or if you say MRI, people will say, what is that word you're trying to say? It must be MRI.
MRI, yeah.
MRI. Okay. So in this picture, we have a man, and he's going into the MRI machine. And what is the other guy? That other guy is supposed to be me. That's AI. I gave AI a picture of myself, and I said, okay, use this. But it doesn't look like me. But what can you read what he's saying here in this picture?
It's too small in Discord. I cannot have it.
Oh, is it? What happened? Can you?
Just a second. So, no. Just I turn it the phone aside. The brain scanner experiment. Okay. Participants lie in an fMRI scan and watch a screen. Okay. Press either button whenever you decide.
Okay, that's right. So participants lie in an F. So now, like normally you have MRI machine, okay, and everybody knows what that is. You do. But this is different. This is a different kind of machine. It actually has an F also. So if you're putting this surprising new letter in the front, you have to emphasize 2 letters. fMRI.
fMRI, yeah.
Yeah, because normally people are expecting just MRI, but this is different. This is with an F. So you say fMRI. Okay.
fMRI, yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense why you do that? Okay, so participants lie in an fMRI machine and watch a screen. Press either button whenever you decide. So I don't know if you remember this from the article, but they were saying that they did this experiment where the computer could predict before the person pressed left or right which one that they were going to do. Did you get that, or did you remember that from the...
No, I
okay,
don't.
but you understand what you understand what we're talking about here. Okay. Alrighty, so let's try to build a sentence out of this picture. So I'm just going to start with a verb here, and maybe now that we've talked about the picture, I'm going to make more room and get rid of it. And let's see. I have to resize my document. or reposition it. Okay.
Mhm.
So now that we understand the picture, let's try to make a sentence. Let's see. All right. Our first verb is monitor. How could you make a sentence describing this picture using the word monitor?
Monitor, okay. Okay, the machine monitors his reaction.
Okay. Or maybe we could say brain activity. The machine
Brain activity, okay.
The machine monitors his brain activity. So of course we've got brain and activity together. So the big word here would be brain. Brain activity.
Brain activity.
Yeah.
Brain activity. Yeah.
So the machine monitors his brain activity.
Brain activity. Yeah.
How about the next verb, which is lie inside?
The patient lie inside the machine.
Okay, so the patient, that's a he or a she, right?
I don't know, he or she.
Well, it's one of them,
Looks
probably,
like
right? So my point, though, is that if you're going to say
lies inside.
yes, you have to use an S. You have to use an S here. So so the patient lies inside the machine. Actually, maybe we can put both of these sentences together. And we could say the patient lies in the machine and it monitors his brain activity.
Okay.
I'm using his, so I guess the patient is a man.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to paste that here for us. The patient lies inside the machine and it monitors his brain activity.
There.
Okay. All right. What about the verb press? How could we use the verb press here in this sentence?
Okay. The radiology asked the patient press OK whenever you're ready.
Okay. Maybe like he is asked to press green or red whenever he is ready. Does that make sense? Okay, I think we can. I mean, this is going to be a pretty complicated area here, but I think we can use all three of these together.
So the patient lies inside the machine, and the patient lies inside the machine, and it monitors his brain activity. He asks it to press green or red whenever he is ready.
Yeah, and so it's asked to press green or red whenever he is ready. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm getting lost here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Did I put this in Discord for you?
I have it here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have it here on Discord already. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So let's get into an intro expression here. All right. So I'm going to put our sentence here, and the first thing that we have here, let me put that in here for you, is in this experiment. So where would you put that?
Go first.
All right. So we've got in this experiment.
The patient lies inside the machine, and it monitors his brain activities. He asks it to press green or red whenever he is ready.
Okay. And which word do you think we should emphasize in the phrase "in this experiment"?
In this experiment.
Yeah. What would that mean if you say "in this experiment"? What would the meaning be if you choose to emphasize that word and make it very big? What would it be? How does it sound?
It's only related to the action itself. Do you get me?
Yeah, well, it's only related to this experiment, or it could mean like, oh, we're going to talk about several experiments today, and right now I'm just talking about this one. So, I mean, it depends on the context, but the focus is on there are other experiments somewhere for some reason. Does that make sense?
But which one going to be natural, like to express this or experiment? Which one looks like?
Well, I mean, the context of this is it sounds like we're in a class. It sounds like we're sitting in a class and the teacher is talking to us. And the teacher probably will tell us about other experiments too.
So this is the one.
Yeah, I mean, probably. That would be in this kind of situation, that's the most likely word to emphasize. Something has to be emphasized. And you know, in a classroom, probably it would be this. In this experiment, the patient lies inside the machine. Does that make sense? Okay, yes. How about the second phrase, to test this theory? We know that it's going to go in the front. To test this theory. Which word do you think we would emphasize here?
Test. To test.
You're right. Yeah. So it's not this, actually. I think the important word here, the super important word, is to test. To test this theory.
Yeah, test. Okay.
Can you read it like that? Yeah, emphasize the word test.
To test this theory, okay, the patient lies inside the machine and it monitors his brain activities. He is asked to press green or red whenever he is ready.
To test this theory. Sounds like that. Okay. Okay, how about the final phrase? We know that it's going to go in the beginning.
During this study.
Okay.
So, I think during first, we're going to during this study.
It could be. I think, if I'm being honest, I think I would be emphasizing the word study. Yeah, I think I would emphasize the word study.
During the study. Okay. During the study. Okay.
You know, if you emphasize during the study, it sounds like you're going to give me all the steps or something, which we kind of do. But I just think the focus is more about study here.
Okay, during the study. Okay.
Like you're not really giving me instructions about how to do the study. You're just, you're giving me the steps, and the important thing is the result, not really the steps. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
During the study, the patient lies inside the machine. Try it again.
During the study, the patient lies inside the machine and it monitors his brain activities. Okay, he is asked to press green or red whenever is ready.
Okay, whenever he is ready. Okay.
When he's ready.
All right. Which one do you like? Which one do you think that we should choose to build our nerdy sentence?
Okay. I'll go for the second one.
To test
this theory.
To test this theory.
Test this theory.
Okay.
Yeah. To test this theory.
All right. So let's move down to adverbs. We'll add an adverb somewhere here. So I'm just going to copy and paste what we've got so far into the Discord for you. And where do you think we could put the word carefully?
Carefully, voluntarily, consciously. Okay. To test this theory, the patient lies inside the machine. Lies carefully inside the machine.
Okay.
The patient carefully lies inside the machine.
Carefully lies. Go ahead.
Yeah,
what?
carefully lies. Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes before lies.
Okay. Oh, I put it after. Wait a minute.
That's good.
Carefully lies. Okay. All right. How about voluntarily?
Volunteer, yeah. The patient voluntarily lies. Yeah.
Okay, the patient voluntarily lies. So this is an adverb. It will naturally get a lot of emphasis. The patient voluntarily lies.
Voluntarily lies, yeah.
Voluntarily lies inside the machine.
Voluntarily lies. Voluntarily lies, okay.
And it monitors his brain activity. Okay. How about consciously?
I think the same place.
Oh, it could. What if we said to consciously press green or red? What would that mean if you put consciously there? What would that mean?
It means like he was aware what's going on. Or
Yeah, like he must make the choice. It is his decision to make the choice. Nothing else should influence him besides what's in here. I think it might be good to put consciously in front of press.
Okay.
Right? Because it emphasizes he makes the decision.
Decision, yeah.
He's aware of his decision. Okay. All right. So now we've got two adverbs here. We've got and adverbs you always emphasize. Voluntarily lies, consciously press. Consciously press. Can you read?
Press.
Yeah, read the whole thing and make sure that you emphasize. Here, I better copy and paste this and put it in front. So you can see. Okay. So how would you read that with a lot of emphasis?
Okay. To test this theory, the patient voluntarily lies inside the machine and it monitors his brain activities. He asks it to consciously press green or red whenever he's ready.
Okay. I meant to put the word button. I forgot the word button.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Press button. Press green or red button whenever you.
Okay. Which one do you like? Which one do you think that we should use out of those? Consciously. Go ahead.
We can use it the same way. Like he voluntarily lies inside the machine and it monitors his brain activities. He asks it to consciously press. Yeah.
Okay, so we use the last one with everything. Okay. Let's see. We've got the adjectives here, but I don't know if these adjectives really fit. Neurological. Oh, okay. Yeah, we could. We just have to change some things, maybe. All right. So let's go here. I'm going to copy and paste the final sentence for you, plus our academic adjectives, our nerdy adjectives. And let me roll up here so we can see everything.
Scientific.
Oh, this is getting complicated. Let me shrink this a little bit so we can fit everything in here. How is that? Okay, that's better. All right. So our first adjective is neurological. And I think you're going to have to eliminate a word here to use the word neurological.
Neurological, okay.
Neurological.
Okay.
Neurological. Yeah.
I'll give it a go and give me your opinion.
Okay.
Okay. To test this theory, the patient voluntarily lies inside the neurological machine and it monitors his brain activities. He is asked to consciously press green or red button whenever he is ready.
No, I don't think that I would put the word neurological there.
Okay. So the patient, okay, to test this, theory. Neurologically, the patient volunteer. So where should we put neurological?
What does neurological mean to you? What does that word mean to you?
Neuro, like something related to the brain.
Okay. So when you put the person in the machine, what is the machine recording or what is the machine watching?
Got you. His neurological brain activity.
Okay, but I think that what we could do is we could just get rid of the word brain and
his neurological activity.
yeah, and so that sounds like maybe a normal person might say brain activity, but if you're an academic or you're a scientist, you probably would say neurological activity. Okay. Because that's an adjective here, we have to put a lot of emphasis on the stressed syllable. So neurological activity.
Neurological activity, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to, let me copy and paste how we've changed it and give it to you in Discord. Okay. So can you read that sentence again? But this time let's use neurological activity.
Okay, so to test the theory, the patient voluntarily lies inside the machine and it monitors his neurological activity. He is asked to consciously press a green or red button whenever he is ready.
Okay, wonderful. Wow, we are making a super nerdy sentence here. Where do you think that we could put the word scientific?
Scientific activities, no? Yes, scientific activities, no?
Scientific activity? I don't think so. We're not measuring. The machine is not measuring scientific activity. It's measuring neurological activity.
Neurological activity. So, like two things. The patient voluntarily lies inside the machine in the monitoring. Monitoring has neurological activity.
Is there anything? Is there any? Let's start from the back. Okay, let's see. We've got the first noun that we have is button. Because these are adjectives, we have to be describing a noun. Does it make sense to say scientific button?
No.
Okay. The next noun that besides he, well, let's ignore he, but the next word is activity. The next noun is activity. In this context, does it make sense to say scientific activity?
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Okay. Point of view.
All right. The next noun that we have where maybe it could fit would be machine. Does it make sense to say scientific machine?
No, it works. It works.
I guess it sort of works, but it doesn't. I mean, it really wouldn't fit very well. But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, but let's keep going. Okay, here's another noun. Patient. Does it make sense to say scientific patient?
Yeah, it does.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe scientific machine, but I don't see. What would that mean if you say scientific patient?
Like a person, like something like experimental research on, if you get what I mean. Just a person use it to experiment something.
Yeah, so maybe experimental works, but not really scientific. Just trust me for a minute. What about the word theory? That's a noun. Theory. Would it make sense?
Scientific theory. Actually, that's the physics. That's one. Scientific theory.
That actually is like a co-location. You might see that all the time. You might see those two words all the time. Scientific. I can't talk and type at the same time. Scientific theory. In this scientific theory, the patient voluntarily lies inside the machine and it monitors his neurological activity. He's asked to consciously press a green or red button whenever he is ready. Wow, that's we still have
I
to do.
I was going to say that at the very beginning, but I doubted myself. I said, no, that's we shouldn't touch the first phrase, like to test it theory. So that's why I was going to say that, to test it the scientific theory.
Yeah, that's something that you'll see all the time. The words scientific and theory go together all the time. So
It's a collocation.
it's a collocation. It really is. Okay. So which one do you like? Which one do you think that we should use to build our nerdy sentence?
Theory.
Scientific theory? You like the last one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to put that in the Discord, and then we'll do a relative clause.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll finally have we'll have a very big, long, complex sentence after this. So, or a complex idea. Did I give you the clauses? No, I didn't. Okay, let me put those in here for you. Okay. So our first relative clause that we could use would be who volunteered for the experiment. Where do you think we could put that inside of this idea?
After the patient who volunteered.
Okay.
The patient who volunteered for the experiment lies inside the voluntarily.
Yeah, I think if we're going to, if we use volunteers for the experiment, we have to get rid of volunteers.
We don't need voluntarily. Yeah. We don't need voluntarily.
That's too much information. So we get rid of this. Who volunteered for the experiment lies inside the machine. I mean, it's pretty much doing the same thing. It's telling us the patient is a volunteer.
He's voluntarily, yeah. So we don't have to repeat it again.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here, these are so long, I'm just going to copy each one so you don't forget what we're doing. Okay. How about...
Which measured brain activity.
Which measured brain activity. Where do you think we could put that inside the sentence?
Okay, inside the machine, which to test the scientific theory, the patient voluntarily to test the scientific theory, the patient who voluntarily
who volunteered for the
experiment lied inside the machine, which measured his brain activity.
Okay.
He asked to consciously press green or red button whenever he is ready.
Okay.
But do we have to say he is asked, or we can just we can eliminate he is asking?
We can do this. We can join it. We can just say, wait a minute. First of all, let's clean this up. This is too much. To test this scientific theory, the patient who volunteered for the experiment lies inside the machine, which measures his brain activity. Okay, so I think we can get rid of and monitors his neurological activity. And what we can do is we can get rid of the word and, or we can get rid of the word he and use and. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste the result here. Okay, so it's like this. Can you read the result? So to test this scientific theory.
To test the scientific theory, the patient who volunteered for the experiment lied inside the machine, which measured his brain activity, and is asked to consciously press green or red button whenever he is ready.
Oh, wow. This is really quite a sentence that we've got here. Okay. And let's see. How about letter C? How would you add letter C? We'll probably have to delete some things.
That could predict the participant decision.
That could predict the participant's decision.
Okay. Can I just Can I take a sec?
Yeah, sure.
Think of-
It's very complicated. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Think about it.
To test the scientific theory, the patient will voluntarily or volunteer for the experiment lies inside the machine. Okay. That could predict the participant decision
Mm-hmm.
and ask it.
And is asked. You have to use is. And is asked.
And is asked to consciously press green or red button whenever he's ready. So I think we have to get rid of brain activities.
Let's see.
Because it's predict the participant's decision. It means it's the same means with brain activity, right?
Well, let's see. So I have to read the whole thing because it's so complicated. I have to think about it for a minute. Wait, let's see. To test this scientific theory, the patient who volunteered for the experiment lies inside the machine. Okay, and yes, we have to delete this part, which measures brain activity. Okay.
Yeah.
And instead of could, I think I'm going to put can.
That can,
yeah. That can predict the patient's decision. Okay.
Just ask it to consciously basically. Well.
So I'm just going to highlight this in red so we can see it. Okay, and then I'm going to copy and paste it so you can look at it from beginning to end here. All right, and then I think we'll do one more frame and then we'll wrap up for right now. Okay, if you have time. Do you have time for one more frame? What?
I'm yours. I have nothing to do.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you whenever you.
So if you have time for one more frame, we'll do one more frame.
Okay.
But so can you read the final? So to test this scientific theory.
Okay. To test the scientific theory, the patient who volunteered for the experiment lies inside the machine that could predict the participant decision. He is asked to consciously press the green or red button whenever he is ready.
Okay, perfect. Wow, that's a very impressive sentence that we've built up here. Let me add that to what we've already made. It would be exciting to read this from beginning to end once we put everything.
It's going to be like an article.
Yeah, it's going to be. We wrote a scientific article today. Let's see. The question remains highly controversial. Okay, so we'll put this here with the rest of, and we'll do one more. Okay. And I'm also going to copy and paste it in Discord. So we've, because it's getting hard to find. It's getting hard to find where this is. Okay. So let's move on to frame 4. Let me just roll up here to frame 4. And then we're going to look at the picture again to remind us of what is happening in the picture. And I'll send you that picture in Discord also. Okay. So before we start trying to make a more complicated sentence again, just if you can look at the picture and tell me how you interpret it. What do you see in that picture? What is happening here?
Okay. Computer predict line, the brain makes the decision before you are consciously aware of it. Okay, brain activity, that's it. Before you know. It's like a lie machine or lie detector machine.
Like a lie detector machine? So no, but imagine you're in the MRI machine, right? And the scientist says, "Okay, Alex, press green or red." Okay, this is saying that the machine predicts what you're going to pick before you pick it. Yeah, because look at the guy. He says, "I haven't decided yet," but the machine already knows that you're going to pick the left one instead of the right one.
I haven't decided yet.
That's the surprise finding. Does that make sense? So you're in the MRI machine. So first they put you in the MRI machine and they say left or right, blue or red. Okay. And then in the next one, this picture is showing, the computer already knows which one you're going to pick before you press the button. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. But that's going to happen in the future anyway.
Well, this was years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. I saw a video where they hooked someone's brain up to a computer, and the computer could like draw a picture of what the person was imagining. They didn't say anything. I mean, I think it was elephants. Like they were imagining elephants, and the computer drew a picture of an elephant. It was really weird. I don't know how that happens or how that works.
Wow.
So, and that was a few years, that was before AI. So I don't know. Now it must be pretty crazy. Super crazy.
We have a say, sorry for interrupting, we have a saying in English, the drama, like, predicted what's going to happen, or the real life in front of the drama. I can't remember what it's called.
Do you mean like when you watch a TV show and then the TV show predicts what happens in real life?
Yeah,
Oh,
the life followed the drama or something. I think there's a saying like that.
Well, they have something. This is a conspiracy. They have something called predictive programming, where the people in Hollywood put like tragedies or crazy things that will happen in the future into the movie because the CIA told them, like, oh, have you ever heard about this? And so they make this story to get people used to the idea that something horrible is going to happen.
Just prepare people for something going to happen.
Yeah, that's called
just to prepare for the future.
Yeah, that's called predictive programming. That's a conspiracy that people have. Okay, so that's what's happening in frame 4. That in frame 4, they're saying, "Oh wow, the machine can predict what the person is going to do before they even press the button." Okay. And so somehow we have to make a sentence. I'm going to give you the verbs. I'm going to copy and paste the verbs and put them into Discord for you. We have to make a sentence with predict. Predict.
Become aware of, discover, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How would you make a sentence with predict?
The machine predicted what's gone in his head, or what man, what.
Okay, so the machine predicted. Oh, maybe what if we say, instead of what's going on in his head, we could say the machine predicted what he was thinking.
Yeah.
The machine predicted what he was thinking. So then we're using predict. And okay, how about become aware of?
Okay, the machine became aware of he thought, or yeah.
I'm going to do something here. I hope that you can finish this sentence. Okay. First, I'm going to copy what we already wrote, which was the machine predicted what he was thinking. Okay. But now I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to add before at the end of that phrase. And like this. Okay, so I'm showing you in Discord. The machine predicted what he was thinking before. How could you finish that phrase with become aware of?
Before he became aware of.
Yeah, before he became aware of it. Exactly. I think that fits pretty well, don't you think? Before he became aware of it. When you have that phrase "become aware of," you always have to put an object after that. So you cannot finish with "become aware of." You have to name whatever it is that you're conscious of. Okay, so the machine predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it.
Before he was aware of it.
All right, we've already got a pretty fancy sentence here. How about discover? Is there any way that we could use discover in this context?
To the three. You can use the three.
If you want to. I think we have to. I mean, you could add another sentence here, but I think you need a different subject with discover. What do you think? But it could follow this idea.
Okay. The scientist discovered that the machine predicted what he was thinking. The machine, what he was thinking before he was aware of it.
Oh, maybe what we have to do instead of, maybe we have to put this in the beginning. The scientist discovered that. That makes more sense. Look at this. Let me put that in the beginning of the sentence. We'll get rid of this. The scientist discovered that the machine predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it. That works perfectly. I'm going to look at that. I'm putting it in Discord. Do you agree with that? Okay. All right, so I guess we're not going to pick a sentence. I guess we're going to use all three of these sentences together. Okay. So now let's go back up to the top here with the intro phrases. Some nice nerdy, smart-sounding academic intro phrases that we could use. And I'll put that in the Discord so you can see it. Okay.
Surprisingly, to everyone's surprise, the researcher discovered that. Okay.
So we know that these are all going to. I guess we can't use C. We've already got C built in, so it would just be A or B, and we know that they're going to go in the front of the phrase. But I think the important thing is, how do you read it or how do you say it? It's an adverb, surprisingly. So we know that it's going to get attention. So how does it sound natural or how does it sound good when you're reading it?
Okay. The scientist surprisingly discovered that the machine predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it. Okay,
you could treat this adverb like a typical adverb and put it in front of the verb if that's what you want. But this is really like an intro phrase. It's meant
to go first, yeah.
Yeah, and it's meant to get your attention. It's meant to make you look up and listen. So you say it in a big way. Surprisingly,
Surprisingly, the scientist discovered that the machine predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it.
Okay, that's good. And then we could also use to everyone's surprise.
Yeah, same way. Yeah, the same way.
But how would you read it? How would you? And remember, the function of this is to get people's attention, to make people look up. So it's got to sound interesting when you say it.
To everyone's surprise.
Okay, to everyone's surprise.
Okay.
Go ahead.
To everyone's surprise, the scientist discovered that the machine predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it.
Okay. And which one do you like better? Just the simple surprisingly or to everyone's surprise?
I go for B. To
B?
Everyone's surprise.
Okay. All right. So let's move down to the adverbs. And let's add an adverb in here somewhere. Let me just send you the result.
Accurately.
Accurately. Accurately.
Yeah, expectedly.
Unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. Spec. Unexpectedly. It's really important to find the big sounds. Where are the big sounds in these words?
Accurately.
Accurately. Unexpectedly. Consciously.
Unexpected. Consciously.
Yeah.
Consciously.
Where would you put the word accurately?
Okay. Can I just take a second?
Sure.
Just try to figure out. Yeah. Okay. To everyone's surprise, the scientists discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it. So it's going to go accurately predicted.
Yeah. That's right. So to everyone's surprise, the scientists discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it. Okay. Wow. How about unexpectedly?
The scientists discovered that the machine predicted what he was thinking unexpectedly before. What's it called? Unexpectedly before he, no, it has to go before predicted, right? Or it goes before.
Yeah, I think there's another place. There could be another place where you put it also. It doesn't have, I mean, you could put it, you definitely could put it in front of predicted, but I think there's another place also.
Became?
What other thing was unexpected? I don't, I mean, if you say unexpectedly became, I mean, he was always expecting to become aware of his choice, so that doesn't really work. But what is something that was unexpected? Let's look at the verbs. We've got become.
He was unexpectedly thinking before. It was unexpectedly, no. It doesn't go through that.
Well, let's look at each verb. Okay, we already know it's not unexpectedly become, because he was always thinking that he wasn't surprised when he, decided blue or left or whatever.
Okay.
Was it unexpected that he was thinking?
It can go before the scientist discovered.
Yes.
Scientist.
That's, I think that's very common that you put those two words together. Unexpectedly discovered. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that fits.
Unexpectedly discovered, yeah. The machine will know. Yes.
Okay. So here, I'm going to copy and paste.
Discovered unexpectedly. It's like a word group, like a collocation.
It is pretty much a collocation. You see those words together all the time. Unexpectedly discovered. Also, accurately predicted is also kind of a collocation. You see those words together quite a bit too.
Accurately predicted, yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense. Okay. I've copied and pasted in the Discord everything with unexpectedly and accurately. Can you just read the whole thing one time?
Sure, sir. To everyone's surprise, the scientist unexpectedly discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it.
Okay, wonderful. All right. I don't think that we could use consciously here because I think we've already covered that with before he became aware of it. Okay, so we'll skip that one. So what do you think? Should we use the one with two adverbs, unexpectedly and accurately predicted? Okay.
Yes, that would be great.
I think probably if we did an adjective, I think the only adjective maybe we could use would be. See, I'd like to use remarkable. I don't think we should use conscious or unconscious here. We've got too much.
Conscious, unconscious. No, we have it like we have something like with the same meaning with the.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying maybe we'll skip that. But
Remarkable. Yeah.
it would be nice to use remarkable, but I don't think we have anything. Can you see anything that we could describe as remarkable in this sentence?
Just give it a second, just to try to focus, work it out. To everyone's surprise, the scientists, they're remarkable science, no?
Remarkable what?
No, it doesn't go to the remarkable scientist, no. Has to be remarkable, statistical, remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected discovery that the machine accurate.
I mean, maybe if you're going to do it, you would have to make a new sentence like it was something like that. I don't know.
It was a remarkable.
Or remarkable what?
Okay. So a remarkable outcome or remarkable result.
Okay.
Or remarkable.
Maybe we could say it was a remarkable outcome, like you said. It was a remarkable outcome.
Yeah, the scientists unexpected discover a remarkable outcome that a remarkable. Okay, so I'm going to say it and just tell me it's going to work on. To everyone's surprise, the scientists unexpectedly discovered the remarkable outcome that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it.
Yeah, but I think go ahead. What?
Yeah. The way your budget is right. It was a remarkable outcome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's kind of fun to make really complicated sentences. It makes you feel proud that you did it. But like if you try to put too many things into one sentence, it gets a little bit difficult to understand what you're trying to say. I don't think there's anything wrong with just starting a new sentence sometimes.
Yeah, and the way you put it actually give the conclusion.
Yeah.
It's like a remarkable outcome. It's like it looks like a conclusion for the story, for the whole sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we have to make room for a relative clause, and I don't even know. Let's see if we can even fit a relative clause in here. Let's see. Our first. So let me copy and paste this. We've got like 3 lines of sentence here, or 3 lines of idea. And is there anywhere that we can put the relative clause before the part? No, I think we already did that. We have before he became aware of it. So we can't use letter A. What about which surprised psychologists? We'll probably have to delete something. We'll probably have to delete something to fit that in.
We'll see what you get to everyone surprised scientist.
Oh, wait. I have to copy and paste these for you. These are the options here. But we're not doing letter A. We've already got that. So
it'll be for the patient. So your patient, participant here, which surprisingly made the psychologist.
Which surprised many psychologists.
So to everyone's surprise, some scientists unexpectedly discovered the machine accurately predicted what he was saying before, which is surprisingly, and that was
which surprised many psychologists.
Surprised many. It's going to go after become aware of it, and we were going to make a little bit of a change, and that was a remarkable outcome. I don't know. Am I right to
So, these relative clauses, they're kind of like adjectives or adverbs, and you want to you want to put them very close to the thing that they describe.
They describe the remarkable outcome, okay, which is surprising many psychologists.
Actually, I mean, you could do that. You could do that. You could. I mean, I think we're repeating things now, but you could put it right after outcome. That makes sense. It was a remarkable outcome which surprised many psychologists. That actually sounds very nice. Okay, I was thinking. Where did you say originally? Maybe I'm confused. Do you remember?
Look, you can have it. You can have it at the end, or you can have it before. It was a remarkable outcome.
That's where you put it. Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. You're right. You could put that. You actually chose the right place. I'm getting confused because these are so long. Okay, but I think, let's see, to everyone's surprise, the scientist unexpectedly discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it. It was a remarkable outcome which surprised. I just don't like that we're using the word surprise 2 times. So maybe to everyone's shock, let's just change it. So to everyone's shock, just so we're not using the word surprise twice. It's a little...
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good.
Okay. To everyone's shock.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is quite a sentence that we've made here. Okay. How about... What is the... where do you think we could put letter C, which challenged traditional ideas of free will?
I think we need to make a bit of.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to delete something. This is about as big as you can make a sentence. So we don't want to just stuff things in there. So you have to edit something.
Yeah. Okay, I have to work as an editor.
You have to be an editor.
To everyone's shock, the scientist unexpectedly discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became, and which is challenging. Things become which is challenging. It was a remarkable outcome, surprised many psychologists. Okay, so I think we could put it before. It was a remarkable outcome. Okay,
before
we could get rid of which. And they just surprised many psychologists.
So how would that sound? Tell me, because I'm confused. How would you write that out?
I'm confused too. To everyone's shock, the scientist unexpectedly discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it, which challenged the traditional ideas about. Okay. It was a remarkable outcome, surprising many psychologists.
Okay.
You get it?
No, I don't. That doesn't sound right to me. I think the best place. No, I think the best place. Maybe we could just change. I don't know if you know the word swap. SWAP.
Swap.
Yeah. That means change
swap.
One for another. Maybe we could just swap, which surprised many psychologists.
Yeah. You get rid of it because it has the same meaning.
Yeah. So instead of saying which surprised many psychologists, maybe what we could do is we could say
was a challenging tradition.
Which challenged. So we'll swap it out. Here. Okay. Which one do you like better? Do you like which surprised many psychologists or which challenged?
Challenging.
Okay. That one sounds. Yeah, that one sounds smarter.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do which challenged traditional ideas about free will. So wait, so I think we'll stop here, but let's read through everything that we wrote today. This is going to be super fancy, super nerdy. Let me just put this here. All right, so I'm going to copy and paste the whole thing, and then I'm going to tell you to read it all the way through. Do you want me to read it first, or do you want to just read it?
It's up to you. I'm yours.
Well, do you feel comfortable reading it, or do you want to hear it read first?
I will give it a go. And
give it a go?
And second time you can correct me. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go.
Jesus. It's a real obstacle, like, it's not okay.
Well, you wrote it.
The question
You're the one who wrote it, not me.
No, not me. With your help. The question would remain highly controversial today, and has puzzled scientists for centuries as whether we have free will. From their point of view, environmental knowledge and experience that behaviorists consider extremely important primarily determine our near future. To test this scientific theory, the patient who volunteered for experiment lies inside the machine that could predict the participant decision and is asked to consciously press a green or red button whenever he is ready. To everyone's shock, the scientists unexpectedly discovered that the machine accurately predicted what he was thinking before he became aware of it. It was a remarkable outcome which challenges traditional ideas about free will.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you know a lot of native speakers could not write something like that, believe it or not. That's very impressive.
It's at least C1 or C2.
No, it is. It's definitely up there for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we have to stop here in about, let's see, it's 9 o'clock right now. 3 hours, that would be 12 o'clock. In about 4 hours, I'm going to do a Sherlock Holmes. So around 1:30. Okay. That's like 4.5 hours. So if you want to join then, Pachu, I don't know if you're still there.
Sure.
We'll be doing Sherlock Holmes in about 4.5 hours, something like that. Okay. Well, thank you for participating. And Pachu, thank you for all the comments that you wrote. Sorry, now I see that you wrote a lot of things here, and I didn't see them. I'm sorry I didn't respond. I guess we were too busy putting things together. Okay.
We were busy working.
Yeah. So next time, few hours, we'll do another one.